Can AI help leaders spot burnout earlier without overstepping boundaries? Burnout is often invisible until it isn't. It rarely begins with someone saying, I'm overwhelmed. Instead, it shows up quietly in small shifts, slower responses, later nights, missed deadlines, or a drop in energy. And leaders don't miss these signs because they don't care. They miss them because they're overwhelmed too. And that's where AI, used carefully and ethically, can help leaders notice early signals so they can act with compassion, not surveillance. Because in workplaces that care, AI is the resource for support, not a replacement for your leadership. If we haven't met, I'm Dr. Anna Thomas. I'm a physician, leadership speaker, caregiver advocate, and corporate wellness specialist. I help organizations strengthen their workforce and create workplaces where people and performance can thrive together. Even as we enter an era of AI, automation, and agentic teams, the future of work is still human, and that work is changing dramatically. But at the same time, employees are navigating complex personal and professional pressures that are only going to escalate in the coming years. For example, in the next 5, 10, 15 years, we will see an exponential increase in the number of older adults who will need caregiving support. Who will be providing that care? Working adults. Right now, 63 million Americans are caregivers. That's 1 in 4 adults, with more than half of them currently working full-time. Those numbers are expected to increase and will have a tremendous impact on our communities and, yes, even our workplaces. And caregiving is just one example of a personal stressor that will impact the workplace. Mental health, chronic illness, stress, and burnout are all on the rise, and the organizations that will thrive are those that lead with care, culture, awareness, resources, and empowerment, care. Through this series, I share practical strategies, leadership tools, and insights to help you create cultures that support well-being, strengthen engagement, and retain top talent. If you'd like a clear starting point, then check out my free training, The Future of Work is Care. The link is below. And while you're there, be sure to like, subscribe, and share this with another leader who is ready to build a workplace that cares. Let's get into today's topic. Let's talk about the problem. Leaders can't support what they can't see. Burnout signals are subtle. More meetings, fewer breaks, late night messages, increased mistakes, slower responses, emotional withdrawal, constant task switching. Oftentimes we miss this because we're also buried in our own workload. What leaders need is not more pressure, but better visibility. And that's something that AI could help with. AI can reveal workload patterns without personal judgment. And remember, AI should never be used to monitor or micromanage employees, but it can surface patterns that say workload is becoming unsustainable. This person hasn't had time to focus in days. After hours work is increasing. The meeting load has doubled in the past week. AI doesn't diagnose, but it can tap you on the shoulder and say, it's time to check in. This is leadership with awareness, not surveillance. Let's talk about some practical tools that you can use. You can use AI to review your team's workload health. You can copy-paste a team calendar or a schedule into most AI tools and ask it, review this team's schedule and identify potential signs of overload, excessive meetings, or time pressure, and recommend adjustments. This can help you see the meeting density, notice days that are stacked, and identify who has no time to focus because of all the meetings they have. Again, remember, you're using AI to help you understand the data, interpret the trends, but not the individuals. Use this information as a support tool, not a judgment tool. You can also use AI to help prioritize work during high stress periods. When everything feels urgent, AI can help you reduce the overwhelm. So here's a prompt that you could use. You would copy the tasks into your favorite ChatGPT and you would ask it, here are the tasks assigned to my team this week. Organize them by urgency, importance, and workload impact, and suggest what can be postponed or simplified. This can help your team stay focused on what matters and protect capacity. Again, the final prioritization decision belongs to you, not AI, but it can help you speed up the process. A third way that you can use AI is to monitor for meeting overload and suggest adjustments. So you can upload your team's meeting schedule and ask, scan this meeting schedule, identify back-to-back blocks, lack of breaks, or risk of burnout. Suggest how we can consolidate or eliminate unnecessary meetings. What it might surface? It might surface 4 30-minute meetings with no breaks that are back-to-back. Maybe it might show you that from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., you have days with only 15 minutes of downtime in the entire day. Maybe you might see meetings that could be replaced with asynchronous updates. These type of changes should be used to reduce pressure. Another way you can use AI as a leader is to prepare for supportive one-to-one meetings. You can come into that one-to-one more prepared and more present. So you can ask it using this prompt, help me prepare for a check-in with a team member who may be overwhelmed. Suggest some questions that I can ask in a compassionate way and ways that I can offer help. AI will then give you some phrasing for sensitive conversations, ideas for workload adjustments, supportive language that you could use, ways to ask without judgment. Now, never let AI completely script the conversation. Never let it replace your genuine human curiosity or your genuine human empathy. But you can use it to give you some of the language. And this is especially important for leaders that are not comfortable having some of these conversations. It will give you the language that you can use. Another way you can use AI is to spot for after-hour patterns without blame. Instead of ignoring it or overreacting, you can ask, help me understand trends in team communication times. Are there increases in after-hour messages? And how can I approach this? Maybe what it may notice after it looks at the volume of data, the communication, the email, you might see someone who is emailing at night 3, 4, 5 days in a row. Maybe you see more weekend emails coming in, early morning work spikes. This is not about policing people, it's about protecting people. People should be using their time off as time off. But if they are consistently using their after hours or their weekends to respond to work-related requests, then the question is the workload appropriate? Are they managing their time well? Do we need to make adjustments so that the work can be done during work hours so that people can take the time that they need off? Remember, AI gives you awareness, but you, as the human, gives the care. Imagine your team feeling seen earlier, feeling supported sooner, and protected before reaching burnout. Imagine being the leader who says, I notice that your workload looks intense. How can I help lighten it? Instead of asking later, why did your performance slip last month? AI cannot lead your team. AI cannot understand the emotion. AI cannot replace trust. But it can help you as the leader who cares, be more attentive, be more intentional. In workplaces that care, AI becomes a practical resource that can help you lead with care, not control. If you want to strengthen your leadership language and culture, then check out my free training, The Future of Work is Care. And for a deeper roadmap, check out my book, Workplaces That Care, your guide to building cultures that retain, empower, and protect the people behind the performance. Remember, in this age of AI, the future of work is still human. So let's create workplaces that care together.